You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1306 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, October 2nd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed right here on this podcast. Follow, like, and set to auto download if you don't mind. Today, we've got updates on two of America's greatest attractions from Mark.
That's right. Our wonders of the world, if you will. You know, China's got that long Great Wall that apparently is 13,000 miles, whatever, even though like a small bulldozer can take out large chunks of it. But hey, we've got some stuff too, China and other places.
Pretty
right?
impressive stuff here.
Yeah.
We've got a wall. We've got a partially assembled wall. On
That's
the southern
right.
border.
50 miles.
Some other shit too. I think you got some good ones to tell us about. Pat has
600 years later.
How long did it take the Great Wall of China?
I'd like-
It would
oh,
be
I guess
good
like a
to-
century.
Forever, dude.
Like
Which
a
one will
couple
take longer?
centuries. Yeah.
Forever. Yeah.
And Pat's got all the latest bed-related news for us. Big time.
Yeah, you might want to listen up if you're thinking like about taking your lady to Paris, France for a romantic getaway. Don't. And for everyone that lived at home when they were trying to launch a business or a project or going to college, save some money, you might want to listen up too.
Dude,
Because if you
French
think you had
restaurants-
it bad, you didn't.
French restaurants
lot of-
can get expensive, dude. Yeah.
French restaurants can. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's better you go to the French restaurant here in America than go over to Paris right now, unless you want to bring home some friends.
Okay. By the way,
good friends or
No, bad
no,
friends,
I don't
Willie.
think so. I don't think
Friends
so.
that'll really bug you.
ooh.
Show Rav, it took 2,500 years, over 2,500 years for China to build the Great Wall. Couldn't they have just made up with the Mongolians during that time?
2,500 years, not
No.
200 years.
No,
25.
Couldn't you just make up with whoever you're beefing with in 2,500
No,
years?
there was the Mongolian thing was never going to go away. They had
That
that
is
was
such
it.
an
That was
achievement.
the only
a lot of generations. of
Think like,
hate.
yeah, keeping the focus.
100 years of building a
Keeping
wall
the
to stop
focus.
so many generations of hate going into that wall.
I mean, dude, the only way to get that done is the first thing you tell your kid is about the wall when
Yeah.
he's born. He comes
is
into the
good.
world, or she comes in the world. Well, let's be honest, China. He comes in the world.
He comes in
and,
the world.
and you say, "Welcome. Let me tell you about the wall."
Yeah, you will be building the wall as soon as you are able to. Yeah,
It's gotta be like give you a different feeling, right? If your country has a wall that took you 2,500 years to build, it's gotta
yeah, we're
Focus,
not that
man.
bad yet. It's like
gotta
when
slap a little different.
when we look at how shitty things are, just think of like slap dab in the middle of that 2,500 year wall period.
You could be building
Right.
a wall to stop the Mongolians for 50 generations.
No end in sight.
To contextualize that, right? We've been a country for like 400 years, right?
Right. So
Imagine
it's,
the
China's
entire
history is
time.
so long,
six
The
oh,
the
6x
entire
that
time we've been
country.
building a wall.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine that.
feverishly. Yeah.
Still not done, and everybody's into it. Like 100%. Well, you're either into it or you're stoned to death at the wall when you're not
Right.
working. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
really, I
better
not,
fake an injury if you're not building the wall.
not to belabor a point, but how the fuck?
Belabor.
How the fuck is that even possible, dude? Because when like what?
Determination.
They
First,
hated,
what do we-
they hated
right.
the Mongolians, man.
Dude, what do we know about dictators, dog? They're the most narcissistic, gotta have their own idea motherfuckers in the world, and all of them were like, "Yes, the wall."
Well, because of Genghis Khan, right? I think the Khans,
yeah.
the
How long was he?
Mongolians,
How long was he alive for? Will 2,500 years?
long enough to make
His
the Chinese
memory-
scared of the Khans.
His memory lived
500
on.
years.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he existed, literally, he put that fear in them. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
He had offspring and a lot of them, so they had to build that wall. Yeah.
they're still not done with the fear of Genghis Khan. Well, they're trying to co-opt him. Remember, Xi built the statue. Anyways, I've got also some Vegas stories and a new world record to discuss.
Nice.
And most importantly, though, the next meetup for Patreon and Patreon Send in the Car and Golden Elbow tier patrons will be this Friday night, October 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. So get in there, send in the card tier, Golden Elbow tier. You can meet up with us. We're doing digital meetup, maybe do a movie watch party. We're just gonna decide when we get there.
Drink a few beers, shoot the shit, AMA, watch a movie, hang out. Yeah.
Hang out this Friday night, October 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Link in the Patreon.
They're saying it would take 58 years to do it today. According to some nerds calculate
the technology of today.
Yeah, that's a long project for today's standard.
It's still a full generation of hate.
Yeah,
that's the whole generation.
Well, and we have
we can do that
as a people.
We can do that.
We're not going to stick to something for 58 years.
Dude, we could hate for 500 years.
Look
we could
at
hate
TikTok.
for 6.
58 years conceptually now is more like 70 million years.
Right.
People's attention spans.
We've entered exactly. Yeah. Time is relative now with cell phones. Right.
Yeah. What did you say?
15 seconds is an hour.
It's infinity. Yeah. I don't think so, pal. Yeah.
You guys have good weekends? Everything good?
Yeah.
Everything?
Yeah, bro. Except when I ran into Jason Biggs from American
Biggs.
Pie.
The dude who fucked the pie. Yeah.
Here's why I didn't have a good weekend. And it's not because he's not a really nice guy.
Because you were carrying a pie?
Right, exactly.
You started fucking it?
Because I'm looking at this motherfucker, and I'm thinking, how old is this motherfucker? Because he looked so good for 45 years old that it just made me sick to my stomach.
Actors, I mean, your job is to take care of yourself, right? That happens a lot.
Well, he looked disturbingly good. He looked like, you know how like you always think maybe I'll lose a little weight.
American Pie money, man.
Right.
Personal trainers, chefs.
There's no amount of weight that I could lose, and smoking I could stop, and hair I could regrow to look like Bigsy. He was just such a handsome man.
Does he look kind of like this right here? Because this is pretty nonchalant 40-something look.
No, he looked great. He looked like fucking handsome.
Pretty good.
He was really good looking.
I mean, he's looking great for his age. Yeah.
But I had a good weekend. I went to that Ocean's Calling Festival with PFT and Pup Punk. We had a good time. Met Jason Biggs.
Until you saw Jason Biggs, and then
everyone else seemed to enjoy him. I didn't really talk to him.
Everything was downhill after seeing how good Jason Biggs looked.
Daggers through his great looking ass back.
What has he done recently? What has he done?
Recently, so Orange is the New Black.
Good,
okay, time out. So I was going to bring up Orange. I was going to bring up Orange is the New Black. He wasn't really in that much.
Yeah, it was 22 episodes. I think it was 22 over 4 or 5 seasons.
And he probably was in it for 16 minutes in 22 episodes.
No, we were talking about that. Do you think that a guy like that, like Jason Biggs, made enough money, right, to where he's cool? Because when you're that famous, it's hard to do other shit. He did some theater.
If he got residuals, if he did good deals, yes. If not, he might have been fucked.
He was super nice. But, okay, so this is great. So we have a friend we all grew up with who Mark played soccer with at a young age, and he was just a menace, an absolute menace, like the biggest menace. Turned out to be a great guy. He now has an attitude I'd describe as on acid, like in a positive way. Just like, hey, super positive. And he was our guest this weekend. So Punk is playing the show, and I'm running around trying to make sure shit isn't flying off the stage. And our friend, who doesn't have an artist pass but is with us, I'm like, don't move. You got to stay right there because if he leaves, he won't be able to get back to where we are. So he's like, cool.
Backstage area.
And yeah, he's just ripping the 7 IPAs they gave us in the green room. He's drinking almost all of them leading up to the 1 p.m. set. And I turn around, and so Mark Roberge from OAR, who's like the lead singer of OAR, was put on the festival, and Jason Biggs are like watching the Punk set. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is perfect for fucking Bigsy because this music is his era. Most of these songs were on the American Pie soundtrack.
Exactly.
Right.
Meanwhile, at the same time, I'm like, these crew guys have no idea why these grown men are playing cover songs from the early 2000s at this major music festival where they shouldn't be, right? They don't get the context.
Right.
But I turn around and I go to like grab something, and I come back, and our buddy has his arm around Mark Roberge from OAR and is like elbowing Bigsy in the in the ribs. He's like totally made himself comfortable, and it's just the three of them. And then I go to do something else. I come back, and Jason Biggs and Mark Roberge are gone, long gone.
Oh no!
Oh, he freaked him out.
Chris? Who is this?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he would. I mean, he's a real lovable guy. He's just gonna move right into the hug.
I don't give a shit. I'm glad that our friend got a chance to just
you made his day.
Go as hard on Jason Biggs and the guy from OAR as possible. It was great. It was great fun. How was your weekend?
That's awesome. No naps over here. Like I was telling you guys right before we pressed play. Lots of no sleep over here for me. But speaking of the kids, check out the fucking Toy Story version of NFL London games.
I did, bro.
It's actually pretty
Genius.
awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. So
I didn't put two and two together that why they were doing it for the London game. I was like, oh my god, because you wake up in the morning with your kid,
Yeah.
and they will not watch football with you. But then I put it on, and my kid was like, all right, I'm
Yeah, it was
into
awesome.
this shit. It works.
Slinky Dog is
can
the
you
first
explain
down
it to the
marker.
people? Can you
So
explain
Slinky
it?
Dog, like they play. So instead of the players are toys in
Okay.
the Toy Story broadcast, and like
That's
the
awesome.
Slinky Dog is the first down marker, and it's like a video game, like you're watching Toy Story.
It's like someone put an AR filter on the entirety of the play. Like
What
that
happens when
filter
someone
on your
breaks his
iPhone,
leg? Mr. Potato loses a leg.
They have
didn't see
protections
it.
against that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when
You
someone
can
horrifically-
tell.
John Robinson
when someone horrifically
looks
loses a
fucking
leg.
sick as
Yeah.
a Toy Story character.
Yeah.
No, the players are players.
Oh, the
It's- and
Falcons got
it's
smoked.
in Andy's room though. The field is in
is.
on
It's
Andy's
Andy's.
floor.
Right.
It's hard to explain, but it's cool.
Well, it's
man.
like an NFL stadium, Andy's room. There's like, anyways, yeah, it's fun.
It was
For the
tight.
kids.
It was cool,
It sounds pretty cool.
and it was dead on. Like whatever Trevor Lawrence was doing, Toy Story Trevor Lawrence was doing. It was.
Yeah, they
it was-
just live turn it into like a video game looking thing, Toy Story style. It's awesome. Yeah, it's very fun. If you have kids, it's the only way you're going to get them to actually like watch the football game with you.
Did you guys see that fucking cutaway?
Little, like toddlers.
Little
like-
cute little concussions.
Did you see the fucking Eagles game cutaway of the kid,
CTE warnings. And stuff.
the go to commercial kid? Did you see it?
No.
It's all over the internet. Where they go to commercials. Sometimes they
Yeah.
go slow mo on a crazy fan.
Right.
And we had a crazy Eagles kid, a 9-year-old, and what was he doing? He was yelling. It started with him just screaming slow mo. And I'm like, this is great.
He was
This is great.
chewing. He had a dip.
No,
in.
he was 9-year-old Eagles kid yelling. I love this.
He's a
And then
Philly
what-
fan, so
And then that's fine. He's 9. And then what did he do? Will
he yelled.
he
I'm
goes-
sure he cursed. Right.
he goes,
Let's go.
"Let's go."
Yeah.
Oh, he goes,
Well,
"Let's go." Oh, well, that's
Pat
good. Good for
well
the
said,
Eagles.
let's go. Is every coach, your coach
I'm
said,
surprised he didn't drop the F.
your coach said, let's fucking go when he tied it up. Your
He's
coach
in,
screamed,
he's
let's
in his
fucking go,
60s,
when he
Mark.
tied it up.
It's
And
okay.
then I saw 2020, one of the anchors, there's like an African American lady who's been doing 2020 with the guy who does 2020 for a while, and she got hired full time this week, this particular weekend. And they, at the end of the show, they're like, "You've been awesome. Now we have you full time." And she goes, "Let's go." Everyone does it, Pat.
It's like
On 2020, after like a murder, like after some like family was like massacred,
the parlance
like,
of
home
our
invader.
times,
Yeah.
if you will.
How
Yeah,
is no one aware enough to where they don't? Because it's natural human behavior to not want to be a trope. You don't want to be the latest man on the bandwagon. How is no one aware enough to say I need to remove this from my vocabulary? Because
No, I mean people use trendy terms. It's like, remember the term savage? That was like so savage.
no one
bro.
uses savage anymore.
Pat, I have a feeling.
Exactly.
I have a
That's
feeling
let's go's
go.
kind of like savage. It's not gonna be here forever.
It's not gonna be here forever, but I think we're in the
Ride the
middle.
wave.
I think we're in the middle of the Great Wall building. I think we're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. It's the wall's
you
still
got,
going up for
you
let's
got
go.
the equivalent of 1,250 years left of Let's Go.
By the way, guys, if you join our weekly parlay, we would have won. At least one of our bets had Pittsburgh not lost. So there you go.
Pittsburgh blew it.
Yep.
Thanks, Tony from PA. You guys want to do some news?
Holy
Do some
shit!
news.
Because Houston blew them out, dude. Houston
Houston
By the
blew
way, Houston's good. So
Houston's
it's
good.
over.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud's good. Everyone stop saying Houston's bad and stop being surprised when they beat teams because Houston's good. CJ
Yeah,
Stroud's
they're
doing it.
legit good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go first.
Go. Let's
Fuck yeah, Mark. What are you gonna
go.
We're going to Florida.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna send the card?
You can. Yes. Do it. Do
Oh,
it.
nice. Hold on one second. Well, since it's the 3-man episode, we gotta.
Send in the car. Send in the car.
Florida early this week, fellas. We cannot wait until Friday. Okay, Florida Man Friday episodes every week on Patreon, patreon.com/hard factor. But today we're going there early. We're getting started right away. Everyone needs to hear about what happened to Emma McGinnis at Disney World in Orlando, all the way back in October 2019. What?
Almost 4 years ago.
I really hope this
Okay.
isn't the
All 4
saddest thing ever, where the kid got eaten by the alligator, which still haunts my dreams. Is that this? Does this Emma McGinnis?
Emma was 29 at the time. She's 33
Okay.
now. She might have been there during that.
Oh no!
What
I didn't
happened to
hear
her,
you say
I'd
the
say,
age.
is worse. You'll hear it. It's
Okay.
almost as bad. It's bad. It's bad.
What
Happened was so traumatic that she and her husband waited basically, as Will said, 4 years to the day to file a $50,000 lawsuit against the World Attraction.
Low dough lawsuit. Not much of a lawsuit there.
Man, okay.
You got my,
Well,
you
they
got
put a lot
my-
of thought into it.
Got my gears turning. A lawyer wouldn't even sue for 50. That's too
Well,
low.
no. Yeah. So what I'm gathering with that,
Well thought.
this is a family that wants like money back for something.
Or will they want public record justice, because that can happen in a civil suit. Like, you don't care about money, but you want it on the record that someone did something horrible, right? Like a lot of times, if God forbid a family member gets murdered, right? And you can't solve it.
That would be bigger than 50, right? Like,
no, a lot of times it'll just be 50 because you don't want to go after them for money, right?
No,
Like,
Pat,
you
you're right.
wanna
It's
make
not a
about
money grab. This is well thought out. They couldn't get over it. PTSD, like they're, like this is something they really wanted to. They had to do it. They wouldn't have if they didn't have to. They had to 4 years later. So Emma, who's now 20, she was 29 at the time, and her husband Edward, the McGinnises, they like to get wet. And where do you go to get wet at Disney World?
water park.
The bedroom.
Yeah.
Splash Mountain.
Yeah, sort of, Will. You had it at the water park, but Typhoon Lagoon is a
Okay.
full water park. It's not just one ride in like Animal Kingdom or whatever. This is like a full-on, everything's a water ride here. Typhoon Lagoon.
Also, I'm sorry I didn't call it Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Right. All
They
right.
have a wave pool there at Typhoon Lagoon, which
Oh, yeah. At least
gotta
look
say,
here.
bro, here would be a dream. Just not to digress too far, Mark, but one day, guys, maybe when I have my fake bachelor party, which again, you guys got to keep fucking quiet, because outside of the circle of trust here, everyone else who's invited is thinking I'm actually getting married. But
Right.
maybe one of the things we do is to go and have a private wave pool experience, because a wave pool sucks because there's 9,000 other people at that wave pool. A wave pool fucks when it's just you and your boys cruising in that wave pool. What a dream
True.
that would be.
But also, if anyone's
no,
going to go, you're all going to go in a wave pool. You die with your buddies.
Exactly. Oh, no. Okay. Segue. What
yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
Wave pools are like, they're a little bit more intense, I think, than people give them credit for, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's just you
A
and
lot
your
of
buddies. And you
accidents. A lot of accidents at wave pools.
there's a dial on a wave pool. There has to be. Like, and if we go on my bachelor party, I'm going to be like, look, it's just the 23 of us. Okay. So really crank up that wave pool.
Yep, and they have to that's the only place at a
I want you to
water
put
park.
it. I want you to put it to
Lot
9.
cruises.
Just leave it on. Go take a hike and leave it on 11. But yeah, I mean that's the only place at water parks where like a snot-nosed teenager can't be. You have to have like the real lifeguard watching.
No, you need. He's more like a machine operator too.
Yeah.
He's because it's got a lot of pieces there. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to see how many people.
And it doesn't stop like the ocean. It's unrelenting.
It
You
can
need a
be.
kill switch on a wave pool, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Yeah, if you're going under, you're going under again and again and again. If you're underneath a raft, you're fucked. But at the Typhoon Lagoon, you might find your way over to the Humunga Kowabunga. Now, can you describe what the Humunga Kowabunga is to the listeners?
Big water slide.
So that looks like a super steep one to where you have a slip and slide length runway coming out of the hole, so that you're going so fast, presumably, that you're going to just slide down that runway.
Right.
That's
yeah,
right.
You're gonna do a lot of splashing at the bottom. You're gonna slide right down underneath the rocks, get really fast on the water.
All
it
the
looks
way.
awesome.
All the way. So,
Kowabunga.
what do you think happens negatively at the Humunga Kowabunga that could warrant a $50,000 loss?
You lose a bathing suit. That's
No,
very
no, yeah.
possible.
Okay, I have injured myself on a non-water slide before, where because you go so fast that you can get abrasions and shit like on your skin, right? Because like one time I skinned my knee really bad, and it took forever to heal when I was a kid because I was going down this super steep slide in Breckenridge, Colorado, and it like skimmed off a layer of my knee, and like I remember it like very vividly because it was a pretty bad injury. But like, yeah, you're going pretty quick, so something like that, so you can get your clothes caught on something.
Right, maybe the teenagers over there didn't have the right water level on the runway area where you're hitting friction, or maybe they were like Wes when he went to go film the water park and tried to go up the mechanical elevator that takes you up there, and he was too fat to do it. Was it like
Yeah,
that?
you could get stuck.
You
Yeah,
could get stuck
I
for
mean, like
sure.
like you guys said, like rash, friction. I was looking for gonorrhea from one of you two, but that's okay.
Ooh,
But
that's probably possible.
it's all the above. taking it to the Foursquare review of the Humunga Kowabunga, there are 3 tips about the Humunga Kowabunga. 2 of them are the same, so I'll read them to you. Andrew Wolf says, gets you to the bottom before you can feel the intense pain on your back. So that's kind of like what Will's talking about, kind of like friction and like rug burn, back burn. And then Kiki says, you'll def get a wedgie. And then Beth L says, we'll give you a wedgie and butt bruises. So,
but for sure fun, she added. So,
when grown people are describing a wedgie, especially women, where you can actually have the bathing suit, a woman's bathing suit bottom can really wedgie, where a men's
crotch floss,
floss
in your tooth, but your
exactly. I mean, like
crotch.
You can't really get a wedgie that's going to hurt you with like board shorts on, right?
Yeah,
so like
some evil genius designed this slide to make girls' butts pop out of their pants.
Yeah, I mean, if they could get like if there's like pins on the side, they could get like stuck. Like, they're like stuck in the slide because they got such a wedgie, and they're like,
right.
like,
Every single person coming out of this slide at the bottom,
pop that Foursquare back up
out of their butt crack.
Pop that review back up. Look at the age on the woman on her profile picture.
Too old to get wedgies.
Beth, right? Yeah,
Beth,
Beth
like 50. Yeah.
Leon Guerrero. That's a 50-year-old woman that's like her real estate press photo.
Yeah,
saying, we'll give you a wedgie and butt bruises.
Every woman over the age of 25 is warning about wedgies from this thing.
No, Kiki Kick looks like she could get a wedgie, and that would be all right.
Yeah.
She's a young mom.
Yeah. Some of these are appropriate wedgies, and some of them aren't. So the latter is exactly, out of those reviews, the tips, the latter is exactly what happened to Emma McGinnis. She got a, quote, injurious wedgie that was so injurious, or, such a big injury that she's suing Disney 4 years later. 4 years of scarring and uncomfortable underwear wearing, comments from her husband, maybe painful fingerings, you name it. The reminders were there from that fateful October 2019 ride when her swimsuit was shoved up her private at several G-forces. So
how bad did it get shoved up there? I mean,
bad enough that they can't get over it 4 years later.
No, bro. No, there's got to be a statute of limitations.
She's having nightmares. She's waking up and she's like, come on.
You needed like surgery and shit, right? I mean, like it had to have been some type of medical procedure. Otherwise, like, how could it stick with you that long?
If I'm Disney's attorney, here's first thing I'm doing.
Every time she looks at a water slide, she gets a cold sweat.
Bro, opening argument. Ma'am, in the last 4 years since your incident, have you gone on vacation? And the answer, guys, is going to be yes. And the jury is going to be saying, no, you don't get the money. Because if she's gone on vacation one time since the wedgie incident.
No, the real question is, have you gone down a water slide?
There's the question.
You could be traumatized out of being able to go to water.
Have you put on a swimsuit in the past 4 years?
And if Disney stole that from her, I think
we got to see the pics. We got to see the pics.
Yeah, that would be nice.
What's her name?
Something McGinnis. Emma McGinnis.
Okay. Let's see what I can do here.
Irish lass, or her husband is. According to the complaints, quote, the impact of the slide and Emma's impact into the standing water at the bottom, that's the slip and slide part, of the slide caused Mrs. McGinnis clothing to be painfully forced between her legs and for water to be violently forced inside her. She experienced immediate and severe pain internally, and she stood up. Blood began rushing from between her legs.
Whoa.
She was transported to a local hospital by ambulance for medical care and treatment, and eventually transported to another hospital. So they had to take her to a specialty hospital for the repair of her gynecological injuries by a specialist. So this thing just fucking ate her ass up.
It destroyed her vagina.
Yeah, just ripped her vagina. Worse than a child, bearing a child.
So it was like she gave birth, except the birth was the water from the Humunga Kowabunga going into her.
Poseidon. She gave birth to Poseidon.
Wow.
Okay, so the lawsuit
Good thing there weren't any sharks around.
You know what? If Poseidon is the I don't know the legal terms here, but if he's the one who they're going after and he works for Disney, this is Disney's Poseidon. That's assault that Poseidon performed to her.
Yeah, did they have to shut the ride down because of all the blood? That's what I want to know, because then she's got a case. If they had to shut the ride down.
Here's the swimsuit she was in. This is the Exhibit A. So it's a one piece.
It just doesn't have anywhere to break.
Yeah, I don't see.
That's the problem.
That's the problem, man.
Problem is, if she was in like a 2-piece, maybe it would have like had some breathing room. She was stuck in a 1-piece that had nowhere to go.
Right.
But in.
Well,
Jesus.
I mean, it's still the ride, right? You're not. You're not.
Kowabunga.
Yeah, the Humunga Kowabunga might be in trouble on that one. They might have to cough up the 50 grand.
Ooh, now the Humunga Kowabunga is 214 feet downhill, and you'd assume at least 150 or more of that she was getting her crotch floss because it probably happened pretty quick. That's tough.
Yeah, dude. So
transferred to another hospital because the water slide crushed your vagina.
Like, oh my god.
Wow. Oh my god.
That would be hard to get over. I mean, I don't know how you can win a lawsuit.
Give her the 50 grand. I mean, that's nothing for Disney. Just shut her up. Just the fact that this story exists is costing them more than 50 grand.
How do they let it get
just
here?
Shut her up. Yeah.
Right.
Well, you don't have to settle. They don't want to settle, Willie. That's why. Because if you're suing for 50 grand,
yeah,
Disney
but no. In the court of public opinion, they've already lost. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't. This doesn't matter. They should never have let it got here because now everybody knows the Humunga Kowabunga shoots water up your vag and asshole.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that now. And now Disney has to deal with that reality that all Americans now know about the Humunga Kowabunga and its flaws. They shouldn't have let it got here. They should have silenced it. They should have paid her off before this.
And she's doing 50 grand, so it doesn't sound so frivolous like we talked about at the top. This
Right.
is bad. Let's pay her off. Chris Slate's live
Hits
commenter.
keep on coming for Disney. Good Lord.
First of all, yes, we were hammering KC minus 7.5. I'm sure that hit. You should have done that. The Jets are terrible without Rodgers. But also, Chris says she should have worn bird
That probably
dog.
would have solved the problem. Yeah.
Bird
But they don't
dogs, she's not bleeding from that. There's no
They don't
chance.
make bird dogs for women, though. So, hey,
Yeah.
it's
Men
tough.
can go down the Humunga Kowabunga and they cannot get their taint and nutsack ripped open if they're wearing bird dogs. And if they go to birddogs.com/H news, they can also get a free water bottle.
That's right. You could scoop up some of that Poseidon and drink him later.
Yeah. So
Oh man, it was her 30th birthday party.
ooh,
That's-
what party.
That's awkward.
Well, that means she's turning 34 any day now. So
Right. I mean,
How was her 30th birthday party? I can see why she didn't get over this. I really think Disney should have
30
taken
is
care
a
of
big
this.
one. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Here I go down the Humunga Kowabunga.
The details that we keep looking
Oh
up
my
are only
God,
worse
dude.
and worse for Disney. This is, I mean,
no, bro.
Emma, they're all chanting for her, and then she's just
yeah.
This is the only thing she wanted for her
bleeding.
birthday.
She stands up and she's bleeding from the fucking slide.
She's been talking about this Humunga Kowabunga all weekend. This is going to be something.
Oh man, it gave her.
Look at her in her new suit. She just
Emma?
got that suit.
Yeah, it's so tight.
Jesus
That's
Is
tough,
it a
man.
metal suit?
Poor woman, man.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the breaking news from Disney this week.
When does it go to trial, Mark? Is that like what's the
It's
deal?
not
with
going to
it?
go to trial. They're going to pay her the 50 grand, I would imagine.
They shouldn't even have let it got to the headlines. How did this? This is crazy.
This is going to hit TikTok and Instagram and cost them $6 grand from us.
Right. I mean,
So you can't. So I learned this here, or like the first lawsuit I was ever involved in. As soon as it gets filed at the court, there are people just at the court looking through lawsuits for news. So if someone's suing Disney and you file a lawsuit, it's going to headlines. Nothing.
surely in the last 4 years they have tried to contact Disney.
That's a good point, Will. Why didn't they reach out to the McGinnises?
100%. If they say
all they
had
want
to
is 50
sue
grand. Yeah.
because they couldn't get over it, I guarantee you they've been burning up somebody's phone at Disney or email account.
Plus,
That's
just
what's
ask any of the
weird.
witnesses from her 30th birthday party. They saw it.
Right.
That's what's weird is if you are going to sue because you want to settle, you go high. Going at 50 is really weird. It's weird.
It's putting it on record. It's an on-record.
That's
suit.
all she's doing. Yeah.
It's
That's all she's
your
doing.
Humunga Kowabunga destroys vaginas and assholes, Disney, and everybody should know. And
You know what happened? She either heard first or second hand or read a story about someone like those reviews, the tips, someone getting a wedgie on the Humunga Kowabunga recently, and she was like, Edward, we have to file the suit now. She's like,
yeah, it's for the good of the.
She
good of
heard
people.
about it again. Yeah. It got brought back up to her again recently, and she's
I can't blame her.
then
She had
got
severe
pain to her
vaginal lacerations and a full thickness laceration causing her bowel to protrude through her abdominal wall. So she's
been taking
a
painful
prolapsed
shits.
anus.
Yeah, dude, she's been taking like horrible
It
shits.
prolapsed her anus, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's suing for probably just the medical.
She
bills
was like a
and-
baboon on her 30th birthday.
Poor
Sounds
girl.
like it's pretty rough for Disney there. That sounds like they might be on the hook for
Oh,
something.
Emma, your asshole is sticking out of your new bathing suit.
What did that to you? A water slide?
Yeah.
No way. I mean, imagine telling somebody
A
that.
bomb?
Everybody would be telling you to sue him. Everybody you know would be telling you to sue him.
Bad lawyer.
Yeah. Maybe shoot for a little more than
Yeah.
50 grand.
I'd say 6 million.
Prolapsed asshole is
Just I don't know much, but just 6 million sounds pretty good.
I'm not
Start
getting out
there.
of bed for less than
No,
6 grand.
she's all about the principle of it, you know?
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true. Whoa.
Guys. Well, you want to jump in? You got a segue?
Go ahead,
Is there-
Pat.
Okay.
Hop
I was
in.
going to ask you because I've thought about this before. Like when we moved to Austin and we were just starting out trying to get our business in the funnies together. We were paying rent, right? We moved down there. Now, granted, we moved to Austin like damn near 20 years ago, and
15,
rent was
yeah.
cheaper, right? It was like I think we were paying like $700 a month a man when we moved down there, maybe something like that.
Even less. Mark had the big room.
750 total for two.
Right, maybe it was
Yeah,
434
$750 total for 2 rooms,
Right,
two
right.
bedrooms in Austin, in
pretty
close
good.
to downtown.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
But the longer we stayed there and the more expensive it got, I looked at folks that I worked with, like at the restaurants and stuff, whose parents lived there in Austin and they didn't live with their parents, and I thought they were fucking crazy. I was like, wait a minute, you have the opportunity to live in this city and your parents are here and not pay rent? Why are you not doing it? Why don't you do that for 4 years and save up enough to buy a house, right? I just couldn't believe it. Boggled my mind. I got it. I get it, right? Now in San Francisco, I don't know if I get this, bro, but a news story broke on ABC7 San Francisco about a week and a half ago about a group of men, presumably, maybe some ladies, that are paying $700 a month to live in pods in San Francisco so they can save money and put it towards their company.
Like the pods you put like storage stuff in, like the metal pods.
No. So there's a company called Brownstone, right? And they make these pods.
That's ironic. 'cause
It is
the
ironic,
Brownstones
Mark.
are nice. And
Yeah, no, it's pretty far from a brownstone. I'll be
Right.
honest with you. These things
that's
are pretty
a
far.
slap in the face. But okay.
Pretty far from brownstones, guys. But
It's like a fat guy being called tiny, or like yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
What's
they
the original brownstone? Is it like a nice hotel or something? Or?
Oh, no, it's a brownstone is a building, usually in New York, right?
New York or Chicago. That's like
It's like,
it's
it's like a townhouse, 3 stories.
$10 million and 4 stories on average, and made of
Oh,
brownstone
that's the
bricks.
name of it.
They're,
And then
they're brick. They're the famous buildings in New York and potentially Chicago that are very, very expensive. Very expensive.
A brick
and
front
pretty large
townhouse.
Yeah.
It's a house. It's the house in the city.
multiple stories, usually like 3 or 4 stories. Yeah.
These are the pods, okay? They're more like they're stacked 2 by 2, like bunk beds. So you got a pod neighbor above you and a pod neighbor below you if you're on the top or the bottom.
Each one of those is one person's pod that you're showing us.
Well, no. So the top is one person's and the bottom is one.
So
person's.
I'm looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pods in that screenshot, right?
So that's 10 people sleep there. Yeah.
$7,000 a month they're paying total.
700.
Yeah, 700
Times 10, 7,000 for that little.
The company's getting
one
$7
room.
grand. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's hear from these guys. Let's hear from these guys.
So isn't this just a way to make more money off of one apartment?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
a small. That $7,000 is like maybe 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, very
2,000
small.
square feet. Yeah.
Well, guys, they're bigger than you think. This is according to the website
they?
that
Okay.
says bigger than you think. We designed our beds with comfort and privacy in mind. Here are the features, okay? 3.5 foot wide,
What?
4 feet high,
What?
twin
Can't stand
mattress,
Okay.
individual light. They're temperature controlled and they have charging ports.
Right. So
Oh, wow.
they're like 60 square feet per pod.
Well, it's literally a twin bed.
What do
Your
you
pod is a
consider-
twin bed. That's it.
Where's
No,
the
Mark.
bathroom?
No, Mark, they're not 60 square feet. If you consider, when you do the square footage of your house, do you consider to the ceiling as part of your square footage?
So they're like 20 square. Where's the toilet and the sink and stuff?
There's a public toilet and sink and stuff. So you can go there,
You
rent your.
share. Yeah,
But that's your space. This is your private space. That's the $700 that you
Oh
get.
my God.
That's your privacy right there. That's
you
where
share
you
it with
go.
your 9 roommates, Mark. The toilets and the sinks and everything.
Dude, this is like torture. That's like ice. That's worse than isolation in a prison. That's
9 roommates in a studio apartment.
Okay. So from what I can tell, I think there might be some advantages.
12
to
square
this.
feet.
There might be some advantages to this because I don't know exactly where, but the website boasts that they're actually in a cooler location than you'd be able to afford if you were renting an apartment on your own. So like maybe there's a situation where you have a great location, right?
Yeah, you're like it's like those people that they do like museum style. You can like live in there. Like there's like a couple of Airbnb style hotels you can stay at for free, but people can watch you. Like
I can't
it's
just live in a hostel.
yeah, it's like that.
I mean,
That's like what these things are. They put you right in the middle of a nice place in San Francisco, but you're like fucking. Everyone can watch you, and you're like a jackass, like in the
So
right.
here's my thing, guys. What have we learned about random roommates? Is that one out of four of them are creepy. That's just
If
that's
you have
just
9, dude,
those are the odds.
They're all going to be creeps.
Nine other
Most.
people that decided to make this decision.
Right. Well, okay. What did we
This is a weird decision.
What did we
So
learn
you're
about
putting yourself
pedophiles?
already in this book.
Pedophiles go where little boys are. Right. That's what they said in the Boy Scouts documentary. You're telling me creepers?
That's a boy-sized room.
You tell me creepers don't go to where the pods are?
Yeah, this is a bad. I mean, is it really catching on in San Francisco? You telling me people are actually staying in these pods?
Yeah, I mean they're at capacity, and they have multiple
I'm gonna
buildings.
rent two pods, 1,400. I'm gonna do the top and the bottom.
Well, look,
like
if you want
stretch it out,
Mark, if you want to pay 700 or 14, you can do that. But if you want to live in Palo Alto, okay, which is way less cool than San Francisco in terms of what you have access to from food, culture, you know how much you pay? 900 per pod.
why?
Because you're closer to like Stanford and Facebook.
Because it's a more expensive zip code.
Are they bigger pods?
No, same size pods.
No,
They said our private beds have 40% more room than typical bunk beds. Okay, they come with individual lights. This is the best part.
Bunk beds for kids, they mean. Yeah.
Exactly. Privacy curtains, guys.
No. But when they say bunk beds, that's 2 pods. You can't say that. They're not allowed to do that because
They're saying that one bunk, your bed, your twin bed, which is all they give you,
bigger than a
regular bunk bed bunk.
Okay, but
that's exactly what they're saying.
But when you have to get out of your bunk bed and do anything, you have to exit your pod, like brush your teeth. Go.
Well, when you get out of your bunk bed,
eat food.
You're in your room
people.
normally.
Yeah.
When you get out of your
Mark,
bunk
you
bed
have
here,
to eat in your pod. You're not allowed. If you want to go eat, you have to go to the kitchen,
common
and then
area.
bring the food back into your pod,
I think there's a common
and
area.
then eat on there. Those are rules.
But like you are waking up with your morning wood, and you were. There's no way to look. There's a lot of ways to get around this. Okay, there's a lot of ways to get around this. Right, you have a common area. Right, there's like a private bathroom. There's no way to shield your morning wood. That's just it. Okay,
There's no door. There's no front-facing door. It's wide
You
open.
get
what,
out of
what people
bed.
aren't seeing in the visuals, it's a hollowed out. That's why I was saying like people can watch you like at a museum. It seems
It's
like
cubicles.
It's
bed cubicles.
It has a privacy curtain. Now look, this would be dope. They have these in Japan, right? These would be actually awesome in a big city for like a hotel pod where it's like, fuck, I'll pay $40 to just sleep, right? You've all
It's
been
like
there
a
when you're
Wes's
broke.
shack.
But they live
Yeah,
here,
a
man.
sleep pod is different than this. This is living in a sleep pod.
Let's hear from these weirdos.
Please.
It's the size of a twin bed, so it's not very large, but it gets the job done, right? It's enough. You just need a place to sleep.
How many hours do you get?
Sleeping? Like 8 hours. I get a good rest. I mean, it gets a little toasty in the pod, but I mean, it's like
AKA climate control
Christian
doesn't work.
Lewis took these photos from
One of the 4
inside his
features.
pod. A week ago, he moved to
no
the
AC.
city from Illinois to keep growing his AI company.
I actually pushed off coming to San Francisco for a really long time, but it's been absolutely net positive without a doubt. Like just within the first couple of days, I met some of the smartest people I've met in my entire life. So that's the reason I came, and that's the reason I'm staying, and that's the reason why I'm living in a pod.
It's much better to have a diverse group of people that you could work with that can help bounce off ideas, brainstorm, and actually be able to make something that's probably a little bit more reliable. It's just more of a place to meet people that are ready to get their hands dirty and actually get down and work.
Oh, there's some guys there that are ready to get their hands dirty. I promise you that.
Yeah, loudly jerking off. You can hear it from 4 pods down.
Now look, the pods are built.
Steve's at it again.
Yeah.
They are built out of steel, not wood. But I'll tell you what, you're over 140 pounds, 150 pounds, and you're beating it off in there. There's no steel strong enough for your bottom partner.
Everyone else's pod.
I mean, imagine if like a guy my size or our size like walks in and it's all these like tiny tech nerds. Like that one guy is gonna throw off the whole thing. His shits are gonna just throw off the whole pod. His weight is just gonna shift the entire pod. Like,
could you break a pod by fucking hard enough? Could you
people don't fucking
take the pods down if you banged in there? Yeah.
I down it. They look pretty solidly welded. But I will say this, guys, to add insult to injury, okay. if you want to buy one of these setups, and the company sells them, okay, in two pod units, so the bottom and the top pod, right, a two bed unit for $3,000.
You can make your own pod. You can be your own pod lord.
You can own your own for $3,000. So about 3 or 4 months, 5 months in, you've paid off your pod, but you don't own it. You're not the pod god. Anyway,
Pat Ash says Will's going to run that place like a jail.
He's damn right. He's damn right. He's right. I would go in and immediately bully everybody else into getting my rules that I want
lights out
established in the pod room.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a lights out policy. Jesus, this sound control is not
privacy curtains, guys. It's curtains.
Dude, that's such a powder keg situation.
Who's farting? Who's farting?
There's gonna be some murders in those pods.
10 roommates in a studio apartment. I mean, that's fucked up. That's just crazy.
Guys, I mean, that news piece that aired about 13 days ago tipped off the city of San Francisco.
Yeah, where? Good point.
The building a little illegal.
The building inspectors are shutting it down.
Yeah, where do they don't own the land? They can't even put these pods up. Probably. Yeah,
they're just not. I don't think they're allowed to rent probably a single family house to 10.
You can't charge that many people. You can't stuff 10 people in one studio. That's illegal.
I will say this. I'll leave you guys with this.
I
have a buddy who's from San Francisco who made more money than we will ever make together combined. And when he got to San Francisco, he lived on a ship with a bunch of other people, kind of the same vibe.
The ship thing is,
and everyone on that ship is buku rich because
but the ship thing is old school San Francisco. I've heard of that from multiple people that have lived there. My sister used to live there, and the ship thing is they do it to avoid paying rent and whatnot. A lot of people do that in San Francisco. The ship is cool. This is not. This is living in a cubicle. It's sleeping in a cubicle.
It's literally the size of a bed. There's
no way to not sexually assault someone because if someone's seeing you having a fully erect penis inside your shorts is sexual assault.
That's
and
assault.
there's just no way to avoid that because you're going to have it when you wake up.
Yeah. Yep. That's crazy, Pat. That's crazy. Almost as crazy as what happened in Vegas over this last weekend. Chandler Jones, you guys ever hear him? He's a edge rusher. Used to be on the
John
Patriots.
Jones's brother.
Yep, John Jones.
Oh, right.
Jones's brother, the Jones family.
Yeah, there's another Jones, right? There's 3 of the Joneses.
Arthur, John, and Chandler. Chandler's the one who's on the Vegas Raiders, and he was taken into protective custody in Vegas for going nuts on his social media accounts over the weekend. Okay.
So he's done this before, right? He did this on what other team?
When he was on the Patriots, I don't know. He then went to the Cardinals. So
the Cardinals. I think he did when he was on the Cardinals, and then they were like, "Oh, he's really talented and gets a lot of sacks, but he's insane." And then now he's doing it again on the Raiders. This time, even worse than the last time he did this.
Yeah, tough scene.
He's like Britney Spears,
right? Britney Spears of edge rushers.
Yeah,
basically Chandler Jones. So
I gotta guess the Joneses. I'm looking. I don't want to throw shade, but Mr. Jones probably not a present or great guy, right?
If he's the father of all 3 of them, how athletic is that guy though? Yeah,
very athletic.
Because they had an offensive lineman, right? It wasn't Arthur like an offensive lineman, and then Chandler's like one of the best when he's playing defensive.
I think they're all defense. I think he was a defensive tackle.
They're both defensive tackle. And then Chandler's like the sack machine defensive end, and then John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. I mean, that's pretty
father.
Impressive.
Arthur is a pastor at Mount Sinai Church of God in Binghamton, New York. He discouraged John's fighting career. I want him to preach.
Well, if you're as athletic as Arthur Sr., I can see.
So these guys, that's a lot of guilt. That's a lot of guilt. They're now pro athletes, and their dad won.
When you're that strong, it's probably not humanly possible. So you have to believe in God. I get it. That's why he's a pastor. Yeah,
that's tough. That also explains John Jones's tattoo. I think he has like a Corinthians thing.
And anyways, long Wikipedia. I mean, these guys have really long Wikipedias. Guys.
And who he thanks at the end of at the end of every win. They all.
As an athlete, you want there's a zone you want for the length of your Wikipedia as an athlete. Yeah. And these are
way too long. You never want one that long.
Because it means
Chandler's is growing. So hopefully the Joneses, sort of rein that one in. Hopefully Chandler's okay. Also in Vegas, they claim to have arrested Tupac's killer finally. And it is Duane Davis of the program. Remember him? The actor? Duane Davis.
No, it's not.
He got his leg broken. Yeah.
Duane Davis is Alvin Mack in the program. I'm just kidding. That is Duane Davis, the actor, but
It's
the man who's been charged with Tupac's murder is Duane Keffy D. Davis. They claim he did it as revenge after Tupac got into a fight with Duane's nephew Orlando Anderson at a casino shortly before he was shot and killed on September 6, 1996.
Right. We talked about this, right? Because he did that interview, right, with the documentary, and it said the code of the streets prevents me from speaking who it is, and my nephew's dead.
And it was him.
Right.
It was him. The code of the streets.
The code of the streets.
It was the dumbest thing ever.
I plead the fifth due to the code of the streets. So Keffy D, has admitted to doing. He allegedly did this while at the helm of Southside Compton Crips gang. He was like the leader of the gang. He admitted to ordering the killing and being in the car when it happened. And like,
so who the hell did Puff Daddy kill?
Shine his career.
Did he pay this guy, or has
Maybe.
Puff Daddy been framed the whole time?
Who knows? I guess trial to come because he's charged. Seems like they will finally get this guy for real, though, because he admitted to it, like being in the car and ordering the killing. And it's very sad because Tupac was the absolute fucking best. Along with his East Coast counterpart, Biggie Smalls, at the time, if you missed their runs in the 90s, you should do yourself a favor and give them both a listen.
The saddest part about it is that Tupac and Biggie were artists playing a role. They were doing high level art with their gangster personas, and that's what bums me out.
Yeah, like, they were good friends for a while. Half of their beef was like fake, like because they were actually really good friends for a while.
That's what I mean.
Great performers, entertainers.
Yeah. If you talk to anyone, like
I think they ended up getting mad at each other for a little while. But
Tupac went to the best performing arts school in Baltimore.
Hit them up. You know that they were mad at each other.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
And sadly, though, like you guys say, both musical geniuses taken from the world by the age of 25. But at least they finally got Pac's killer, right? That's good. And since we're talking about Vegas, more good news. Well, more good news. Getting Pac's killer is good. More good news. Fury and Usyk, the heavyweights, both of them the champs, they have finally agreed to fight for the world heavyweight title in boxing, unify all the belts, and maybe that's going to be in Vegas. Who knows? It's after Fury's next fight with Ngannou in Saudi Arabia later this month.
Speaking of living on a ship, they're going to get that pirate off his boat to fight Fury. Look at the picture of Usyk.
Oh yeah, Usyk. Yeah, his Ukrainian ship, wherever he's at, he's in the Black Sea somewhere. He looks like a pirate, doesn't he? He's got the hoop earring and everything.
The missing tooth.
Dude, the gap is that a missing tooth? What tooth is small enough to be missing from that hole?
He's Ukrainian. It's Oleksandr.
That's the perfect size gap to put gold in between to see if it's solid or not. So whenever he finds gold coins, he slips it between his teeth.
Yeah. Is a tester.
Yeah.
It looks like an M, is what it looks like. He looks
like the bad guy from Commando.
As one of the two world heavyweight champions of the world in boxing, I'm surprised he didn't get braces, but that's probably tough on a boxer. Maybe he's going to do it after his career's over. Anyways, this is the fight. If you follow boxing, this is the heavyweight fight that you've wanted to see for years. So good news. They finally signed the contract to make it happen. Who knows? Could be in Vegas.
Who won the fight on Saturday?
Did he ever fight Ngannou, or is that?
No, that's happening later this month. So
everyone knows he's going to wax him. So it's
ticket sales must not be great for the Ngannou fight, which is on October 26th in Saudi Arabia, because Fury's already agreeing to fight Usyk before he even steps in the ring against Ngannou. So take it for what it is. No
one's going to watch that because he's going to work him. Well, hey, let's stay in Las Vegas. I would say the U.S.'s greatest attraction ever in the history of the U.S. Pat mentioned. How many years, 400 or 500 or whatever, since 1776, right? We haven't had better attraction than what happened this weekend in Las Vegas. Let's head to the Venetian to get this one gives you a wedgie too, though, a front wedgie, a good wedgie, right? Let's head to the Venetian in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the long anticipated debut of the Sphere happened over the weekend. Behold the Sphere.
Well, the debut of the inside of the Sphere.
Inside of the Sphere, they had their first events.
Yeah,
nice. Didn't they do D-League games in there?
I don't know.
Earlier this year,
probably for testing or something. But they probably haven't done the full visuals because the inside is like an entire IMAX Sphere, right? Basically,
it is. I'll give you the stats.
Inside looks like the outside.
September 29th, 2023, it debuted with. Just like when Apple Music shoved U2's album down your throats in 2012.
The red
U2
or whatever.
U2 debuted at the Sphere, and they're now residency, so you have to go see U2 if you're going to the Sphere. Titled U2 UV Chung Baby Live at the Sphere. I think they're playing the album that they shoved down your throats. Here's like just
no, Achung Baby was back when U2 was actually cool.
Right, Joshua Tree is good. U2 used to be the shit. I mean, but
sure,
that's 20
in
years
the 90s
ago.
and 80s, but
80s,
boy, did they fall off.
Yeah, when the streets had no name, before they were shoving it down your throat. Look, get a load of this fucking thing, though. So I'm just gonna play a few like of the clips. They can like collapse it. So this is a $2.3 billion structure. It's over 160,000 square feet, or a million cubicles in San Francisco. It's a fully wrapped interior LED display. Look at this fucking thing. I mean, it's absurd. That's like it's 160,000 square feet. It's got a full LED display of monitors. It's 16K, ultra realistic, 336 feet tall, 516 feet wide, the largest spherical structure in the world. It's got over 167,000 speakers to make your ears goo more than your eyes.
Dude,
it's a full Wedgie
on the
assault.
speaker front, we got to talk about the speaker front because I know a little bit about this.
Yeah.
They did what's called immersive sound, right? So when you're at a concert, right, wherever you're standing,
feel it in your nuts, dude.
You're getting a different mix. You're getting a different mix.
Suck you off too, like,
than wherever someone else is standing or sitting, right? Because when you're mixing a room, right, there's a sound engineer standing in front of the band, usually about maybe 600 feet back, probably at the Sphere. And he's mixing an array audio. Some venues you're lucky enough to have tiered audio, speakers that go all the way back, but you're not getting the full situation. The Sphere has immersive audio that beams a laser. So every person in the room
those motherfuckers, they can't
is getting a mix beamed to their ear. So it sounds exactly how they want it to sound, no matter where you are in the room.
Oh yeah, dude! My new life goal is to get a handy in the Sphere. I'm starting to plant the seed in my wife now. And
bro, they got. I'm trying to get
yoked off in the Sphere, dude.
That's awesome.
Autistics beware. It says when you're going to the Sphere. Bro.
Well, yeah, you're gonna get a seizure in that Sphere if you're not ready. You got to be
have
on
seizure,
a lot of shrooms.
I'd love to have a seizure in the Sphere.
Hey, what did the seat
Pap smear?
Is it like one of those like fake roller coasters where the seats move inside and like you're in? I think
so. If you notice in the one countdown to the U2 show, they can like make it look smaller, like the walls are collapsing and stuff. They can do all sorts of things with the display, make the room look bigger, smaller. I think the stadium seating is currently just stadium seating, but the walls and everything around you can like make 3D, 4D, 8D. Get JO'd. You know what I mean? Get some.
Yeah. Dude, people are having sex in the Sphere, guaranteed.
That's the goal. I'm keeping it. I don't want to shoot for the moon yet. I'm going to start at hand job, but banging in the Sphere is the goal, right?
You couldn't tell the video that was on social media of the YouTube show. You couldn't tell where the stage stopped and started, and it was fucking trippy, bro. Like.
And they can do outdoor, like you saw, like the
it's for drugs.
It's insane. Oh,
it's for drugs.
Yeah, they did that one scene in like This Is 40 or whatever, with like Paul.
They
Rudd
made the Sphere.
They did the Cirque du Soleil. It's like that on times 10.
Okay,
you got to get
on mushrooms.
You guys think it's a coincidence that they legalized marijuana edibles for recreational use in Nevada and immediately began working on the Sphere? Dude, I'm going to bet you that's probably not a coincidence. Probably goes hand in hand there.
And if these type of ideas are going on, then you legalize edibles everywhere because this is genius. Right?
5 years later, you get a Sphere.
Yeah. Right, it's a city-sized version of a snack.
This is what they came up with after they took a few edibles.
Literally,
super
5
stoned.
years
We need something to go
edibles,
with this.
5 years now, the Sphere. That's where we are in Nevada.
Ooh,
some more than chips.
Bad. Take that, China. Great Wall.
I mean, it does make the Great Wall look like shit.
Stupid. You hateful idiots. We're gonna go watch you too. In the Sphere or whatever.
My buddy mixes the Edge's monitors. I got to ask him about that. I didn't know it was you too, but
we got to do a Sphere trip. Come on,
we got to do a Sphere trip.
Oh yeah, let's get in the Sphere. I'm shout out listener Steven C. Gonna meet him at When We Were Young Fest.
Nice. Vegas. We might be going to that. Is that this year or next year?
It's this year. It's October 20th.
Blink 182. Oh yeah, I'm probably not gonna make it. Yeah, you gonna see Blink 182?
Yep.
Hopefully. Hell yeah. Nice. Anyways, that's the best. That's the best the US has got for attractions right there.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully on the Sphere. I don't know. Probably not.
Well, real quick, guys. Real quick, if you're thinking about traveling to Well, hold on. What kind of pants is everyone wearing? First of all,
BIRDDOGS.
Okay.
We mentioned him before.
Yeah, we talked about. You want to talk about him again? We can. BIRDDOGS.com.
Yeah, I just want to give the promo code. I'm wearing my BIRDDOGS. I just want to give the promo code real quick.
Yeah, BIRDDOGS.com/HNews, dog.
There you go. Get after it. Okay, guys.
Those are good ones, Will. I like those.
Yeah, I like these too. I think it's like
Good,
they're the
good
best,
pattern.
A message from Emmanuel Gregoire, who is the first deputy mayor of Paris, about bedbugs. And this is a quote: "No one is safe. If you're thinking about going to Paris, think twice." This is a video shot from the high-speed train that goes from, through, or in or around Paris. I'm unsure of the route, but it was posted on Twitter on the 24th. And that, boys, that's just a bed bug.
Oh, gross.
Fuck.
Gross.
No way. That's a bed bug in the
That's
wild.
huge.
Crawling on the fucking arm of the.
Yep, just crawling on the arm of the train. That's the
Dude,
train.
that's the biggest bed bug anyone's ever seen.
Yeah,
that's
why
the train.
Supposed to be that big?
Those are French bed bugs, guys.
They're getting
So France sees, I guess, an influx of people from around the world more so than almost any other city, and they are rolling in with bed bugs, guys.
Oh no.
Paris is filled with bed bugs?
Yep, it's not good. It's really not good,
France
guys.
has had a rough run.
Yeah, 11% of French households had bed bugs between 2017 and 2022, according to a recent report.
11%. 1 in 10 people got bed bugs there.
Yep, they're trying to come up with an action plan. They said this is atypical.
Fire.
This is very bad. And people are freaking out because the Olympics are going to be there in a year. Now, Paris authorities are saying, don't panic. But on the other hand, the people that kill the bed bugs are saying, panic.
Panic.
And we'll see in a year if they've taken
Panic
care
now.
of that issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, take it serious. Listen to the people that panic over the bed bugs, right? That take it seriously.
Bed bugs
Yeah,
are one of
they're
the
calling-
worst things you can have in a house.
They're calling it a
bed bug infestation.
The bed bugs guys are the guys.
They're the worst.
I forget what it's called. It's called like the clean body. Ironically, French's clean body. They're saying, run. It's just essentially what they're saying. But the people that are in charge of bringing the Olympics to Paris are saying, oh no, it's no problem. You'll be fine.
When signing a lease for a house, if you like, which I did recently, like renting, right? Like if you go through like a real place, like I think I had a 30-page lease and 9 pages were about bed bugs. Like they take bed bugs like you can't sue us.
Well,
like,
that's why America doesn't have
bed bugs are like the worst thing you can possibly have in a house.
It's
worse than termites.
When bed bugs show up anywhere in New York, it's like a fucking it's like a nuclear bomb went off. The reaction is insane.
As it should be.
It's bad.
What's up with France not taking them seriously? Like,
how did they get to 11%?
Who are they? They just don't respect bed bugs.
We'll get to it later.
We do not mind them.
Yeah.
They're okay.
No, they give you kisses.
Kill the bed bugs or make love.
Yeah, exactly.
Very sweet, the bed bug. Oh man, they got to get that under control. That's disgusting.
That's bad, bro.
That's bad.
Any more
imagine
bed bugs?
Could you imagine
Just
if bed bugs
just-
got in one of the cubicles in San Francisco? All 10 are having them now. Yeah.
Bro, just that the deputy mayor is saying no one is safe. I mean, like, at least he's being straight, like.
Yeah, it's a serious issue.
Yeah, not
That's
good.
a horrible issue. That's the worst issue I've ever heard. All right, let's move on to the last story of the day, but first, a couple live comments. Zachary Quant, youtube.com/hardfactornews. Go there and subscribe. We're only like 600 followers away from me bleaching my goatee. But Zachary says, first live recording for me. Let's go.
Let's go.
Zachary.
Let's go.
Well, that's where it says that's an intentional gap for clits. Yeah, on
referring to the
he gets the clit right in between his teeth.
Now you can't leave.
Yeah.
Try and leave.
That's a clit placeholder.
No, you're stuck.
Yeah. He is a bad boy. I would suggest I haven't seen them training, and I obviously have to look and see how Fury looks against Ngannou. But Usyk, man, they say that Fury has trouble with fighters like that style, and I mean,
it's his toughest. It's his toughest opponent yet.
He is a bad boy. If the lines come out and Fury's way favored, take a little flyer on that dog.
I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah, you think it'll be the opposite, maybe? I don't
know.
No,
I think it'll be close to both. Ones for both. I think it might be like plus 150, minus 130.
I think it might come out with 2 something, depending on Ngannou for Fury. We'll see how it goes. Usyk is no slouch though. Don't forget he holds belts too. Okay, finally, guys, the last one. I told you we have a new world record we got to discuss today, and I'm just gonna take it straight to the internet for this one. Taking it to the internet, the Guinness Book of World Records tweets on September 26th. They say this. They say, new record, fastest time to eat 50 Carolina Reaper chili peppers, 6 minutes and 49.2 seconds by Mike Jack, a Canadian national.
By Lou Sassel.
Yeah.
Mr. Sassel.
For sure.
Oh,
this guy, fellas, Mike Jack, he eventually went on to eat 135 Carolina Reaper chili peppers in one sitting. That sitting.
So after the record, he did 85 more.
He just kept rolling. Check this out. I'm going to show you. It's on silent. We can talk over it. Here's Mike. He's completing the challenge. He's each Reaper pepper that he's eating. You see, he's got the gloves on, slamming these peppers. Each of those peppers is hundreds of times hotter than your average jalapeno.
Yeah, they're making him. It's such an intense challenge that they made him show his mouth after the first one, like that, like because they're like, did you do it type thing? Like
yeah.
First
Only
of all,
a few people can do this, probably.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, very surprised. These are Carolina. I mean, are they North Carolina or South Carolinian peppers? I didn't know we made peppers like that.
Yes, we do. We make some of the hottest peppers on planet Earth.
The Reapers, yeah.
I thought that was like a South Asian or a North Asian country that probably.
No, it's from Carolina.
Make some good peppers too. Also, don't forget Mexico's in America as well. This vegan speed eater, and this guy's a Canadian, and he eats the most by far. He's a vegan speed eater. He's Mike Jack. He's the king of stuffing ghost peppers down his throat. And I have no idea how this guy right here, you see him just doing work on these ghost peppers, just slamming them, all 50. No idea how he's still number 2 on the quote unquote League of Fire Reaper Challenge leaderboard, which is where they actually keep track of this stuff.
I think he'd be number 1.
Well, Mark, it belongs to Gregory Iron Guts Barlow.
That's a good nickname.
I believe that's Gregory. So he's eating 160 in one sitting.
Does the guts include his butts? Because
No, he's splats as well on the other way. Iron guts or splats, as they like to call them.
I mean, you eat one of these at Disney, and you're bringing the same lawsuit as the woman at the top of the show. Like,
yeah, prolapsed.
The fact that he's eating these peppers with gloves on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've done a ghost pepper challenge, which I think is not as hot as the Carolina Reaper, and you got to have gloves. I don't understand how his full face and throat doesn't just inflame up and stop him from doing this, because he's consuming.
Is his mom there? Is that his mom?
Yeah, she's like wiping him down. He's trying to wipe down. It's got to be horrible.
Are the gloves for your dick? Is that for your dick? The gloves?
Your eyes and your dick.
It's for everything. So, yeah, if you touching it and getting it on your skin is worse than getting it.
Watch your eyes. You should have been wearing goggles.
Did he say anything about what happened 8 hours later?
Yeah, Pat, I got that for you specifically right here. Of the record-setting performance, Mike said this: I was able to hang out with my friends after this time, but sometimes I end up sleeping on the cold bathroom floor all night long. And as a vegan, Mike refuses to drink milk to aid his recovery. So he typically vomits all night after every competition, in between chugging coconut waters to come down in between the violent, spicy vomits from all the peppers. And that's his usual routine. Yep. Love of the game, really. And it's paying off, because Mike is currently on top of the field. He has beaten Iron Guts in their last several head-to-heads, despite not claiming the top 160 peppers in one sitting yet. He doesn't have the top ranking yet, but head-to-head speed, he's crushing Iron Guts every time.
That's a Fury Usyk match if I've ever heard it. Iron Guts.
Yeah.
Now we
Titans, Mark.
Whoa.
I feel like we got a window. Remember, like when the professional eater boom happened in like 2006, we got a window into like
poker boom,
right? Like Joey Chestnut and like what he has to do to be worth probably $5 million, right? Or like it's a grind, which is cool because it's hot dogs or whatever else. Can you grind this out? Is there money in this? The hot shit.
Grind City. This is. I'm sure they get paid like a couple $1,000 to eat peppers head to head.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you? It doesn't seem very sustainable, right?
Well,
like
only the top like 1%, which he is clearly.
Right. These dudes are. I kind of love it. Yeah. It's like bird magic a little bit. Like here's like the Showtime Iron Guts over here,
right.
And then now. Mike, he can't eat as many as Showtime Iron Guts, but he's fucking busting them up head to head in the speed every time. You know, it's a good rivalry.
I mean, like it's like in the UFC or anything like that's like not the NFL or NBA. Like the top 2 to 3% probably make money, and then the other 97, like Eater X was on that MTV like show, like True Life. I'm a eater, and he was like living in an apartment. And, like basically, most of these people they get free meals. They're like, you did the challenge, you don't have to pay.
Right. The leaderboard for the Reaper.
Just go get a lot of free meals.
The Reaper leaderboard is probably thousands long, but the 4 people listed on the Google result are who get paid for eating peppers. Gigs Gregory, Iron Guts, Barlow, Mike, Jack Eats Heat, Dustin, Atomic Menace Johnson, and Shaina, UK Chili Queen.
Those guys are actual professional.
Yeah.
Only eaters, jobs, eaters. Yeah,
they get paid. I guess you can call old Iron Guts old Rusty Guts now, huh? He's
get out of here, Iron Guts.
Yeah, look at his stupid belt.
We're Mike Jack guys.
Yeah, we are Mike Jack
for real, for sure.
But Iron Guts is a cool nickname, though.
He's on top. Cool. Iron Guts, I'd like to hear his side of the story, but Mike Jack's on top. He's got Guinness on his side. It's tough to argue with.
I kind of.
I don't know if I hate Iron Guts. I like them both.
No, I like them both. I love the rivalry. I love the rivalry.
Just talk about shitting if we had him on here for however long he did.
He's a vomit guy. Iron Guts may be a shit guy, so we
can't get it all out that way.
What's the longest shit you've taken? How many toilets have you broken? What type of toilet paper do you use? Do you use
how long is burn last?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, if it's been like a week for it, that would be fucked up.
We could get the lady who's suing Disney on too, and they could talk. Whose asshole hurts more?
Whose is more prolapsed? Yeah. Tough competition there. And those guys are cool. That's all really cool. And I'm sorry I'm extending the show, but you guys got to see this. Those guys are really cool. But check out this fun fact from listener P Fitz real quick to see some real cool guys.
That man is the dream of every child in the Bodhi tribe of Ethiopia. The most desired men among women are the ones with giant bellies. To achieve this, men go for a 6-month diet where they only drink fresh milk and blood from the cows. In a festival every year, whoever has the biggest belly becomes a hero for life.
Yes! Right?
Yeah. Awesome.
No.
Great, man. It's
they only drink milk.
It's the Bodhi tribe of Ethiopia.
And don't worry, blood.
It's blurred.
It's blurred. Okay. And blood. What?
Why did they have the blood? Yeah.
You get as fat as you can, and then whoever's the fattest is the king of the tribe.
That's awesome.
Kind of cool, right?
Damn.
Fun fact.
We're in the wrong town.
Right? We could be pepper kings, fat kings in Ethiopia. Anyway.
And also blood.
Yeah.
That Indian guy loved it.
I get the milk. It's like fattening, whole milk, but the blood. All right.
Yeah, the blood. All right, that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. I don't think we need to spin the wheel, right? Because it's Wes will be back tomorrow. Pat will be on his day off. And thank you for listening. Go to store.hardfactor.com. Get that sweet shirt Pat's wearing. Is that the nice tee or is it the performance tee? Which one is it?
This is the regular tee, the old school tee.
I like the new material on the regular tee.
I agree.
We got new material about 6 to 9 months ago.
Oh yeah, maybe pythons and hogs.
October 25th merchathon at the end of the month. I'm thinking of eating raw chicken. I'm trying to think of what to do. Raw chicken. What else did I have in my mind?
Brady style.
Yeah, I had a couple in mind. Shaving something, and then
I'll be drinking milk and blood.
Yeah, maybe milk and blood.
See how much you can get down.
And blood.
Shit, yeah. Maybe I was gonna get a bottle of like Malort. Is that how you pronounce it, Pat? Maybe you can ship me some Malort. I was gonna do like maybe a cup full.
You can make me be like, I'll get a bottle of Rumplemans and take shots to people. That would really be probably disgusting.
Mark, you're gonna be so unimpressed by Malort.
Well, that's the whole point. It's I don't want to do a shot of Malort. I'm going to do like an 8-ounce pour if we hit a certain amount, and then it's disgusting.
You'll be able to own Malort, make it your slave. It'll work for you.
Well, you guys can come up with some recommendations to the audience, the listeners, and hive people, because we're going to do some fucked up shit.
You can make me maybe like Freedom Funnel IPAs. That would be disgusting. I've had to do that before. That's gross.
Yeah.
That's like one of the worst punishments.
Don't make me drink beer.
Well, Freedom Funneling IPAs is not drinking. Yeah. That's torture. That you're just torturing yourself. It's just a punishment. I
might edit the show drunk.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay, everybody. Thank you for listening. Patreon.com/hardfactor if you want to join this Friday's meetup. Send in the card tier, golden elbow tier. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking Monday.